What's up, everybody? It's Yuri here from Capcom Unity, and I'm here with Judge Magister.
Hello, it is I, your fantastic member.
And today we're gonna take a look at Judge's favorite monster, the Jhen Mohran.
I started fighting him on Troy, which he originally came from. I thought to myself, oh, this is the perfect monster for good teamwork, have fun, and it's more orderly than the rest of the monsters. And at first, I'm like with everybody else, I kind of was wary about liking him and that, but he won my heart. Jhen Mohran is what the creator of the monster mentioned. He's based off of whales breaching the surface and jumping over boats he saw one time, as I can remember correctly. So he's one big monster whale, and that's part of the reason why I find him fascinating.
And I find it very fascinating that they did it in the sand. And this has happened before in other Monster Hunter games, but it's very interesting to see a giant whale on sand, which leads to the concept of a boat that goes on sand.
It's a very unique mechanic you don't really see in video games these days, especially ones where you can actually use stuff on the boat, like the Dragonator or the cannons.
Yeah, it is a fight with a lot of teamwork mechanics, as you said. I particularly like the ballista binder, find that very interesting to use.
I find the Dragonator a very unique mechanic in Tri and 3 Ultimate, because you don't really see that often in the Monster Hunter games. And in the Jhen quests, he goes diving at you facing the front of the boat, and you need to just time it just right to just hit him with a big, huge, giant spear thing.
Yeah, and it's quite a responsibility too.
Yes, and if you're not good at the timing of the first phase, you might end up losing the fight in the second phase if you get into the second phase. You can climb on his back and break the spines of his back, and one of his weak points is there, which is really fun, especially when you don't know when you're going to get knocked off.
I love the animation when you get knocked off the boat and you have to sort of pull yourself up with the rope. Well, another unique thing about the Jhen Mohran is that the fight in and of itself is segmented into 2 different parts. Like we said earlier, you fight him on the sand boat, and then afterwards, I find it interesting that they called it the final showdown.
The final showdown! Yes, once you finish phase 1 doing enough damage to him, you go into what I like to call the gateway to Lorlac. Since you'll fight him at the gates of Lorlac, which is really unique in this game with Hollow Jhen. With Hollow Jhen, he gets an extra attack in G rank, which he bellows out sand from his mouth, which I find very interesting.
Good point is that the subspecies here, it was unique to Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Just that move alone adds a whole layer of danger and desperation towards the end. You're responsible for protecting the city of Lorlac, but there it is, the giant whale thing blowing sand at it. As you can see, we tried here to show you what the sand blast looked like, but we were too good and killed him right before he did that.
If you notice, he is sucking at this point, literally and figuratively.
Reminds me kind of like the nipple snarf, right? It sucks up the sand and then blows it off.
Yeah, just picture that, folks, but bigger.
So that's it for the Jhen Mohran and the Hollow Jhen Mohran. Once again, thanks Judge Magister for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
And if you want to hear him talk more about Monster Hunter, there's the Triple Card podcast. So look for that.
See ya.
Bye bye.